Hello and welcome to PMPLounge.com. Today we are continuing our discussion on the PMI report, Success in Disruptive Times, and today we are talking about gig economy. What is gig economy? Well, these three pictures can definitely help you explain. The first picture, you see a freelancer who's working on on his computer, not laptop, and his cat is sleeping behind it, and he's wearing two different colored shoes. The thing is, you can sit in your home, you can log into certain websites that provide you short term jobs, which are also known as gigs. You, as a project manager, can also provide your project management services, project management consultation to a certain company who is not looking to hire a full time project manager but just need certain help for a shorter period of time. That is known as gig that you would do as a project manager. Uber, Couchsurfing, all of these are basically examples of the gig economy. This report is called Success in Disruptive Times because these are disruptive times. And in one of our previous videos where we talked about certain things that are causing this disruption, one of them was new technologies. And if you see Uber, Couchsurfing, freelancers, all these are making use of new technologies to the fullest, and we are definitely in disruptive times. You, as a project manager, need to make sure you are aware of all these concepts going around in disruptive times that we are living in, and you also need to understand the basics of gig economy, which is a big thing as of today, right? So let's talk about gig economy. Let's first look into the definition of the gig economy, right? So, what is gig? Gig is basically a job, especially one as a performer, or one that lasts only a short time. So, if you're a musician, you do a gig in a certain city, let's say Atlanta, Georgia. You could say that I did a gig in Atlanta. Now I am heading to New York for my another gig, right? Similarly, if you are a project manager, on freelancer, you could do a project management gig for a certain organization and then look out for your another gig, because this is a gig economy, right? So let's go to the report. Again, this report is available for free for everyone. I'll share the direct link in the description below. You can go over, you can download for your own copy and read it for yourself. No copyrights infringement intended, all copyrights acknowledged. This is available from PMI for free, right? So let's talk about gig economy. We can scroll down to page number 18. That is where this report talks about gig economy. All right. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So this is gig economy, and there are certain things that I'd like to talk about on this page. This is the only page that we are covering in this video. So it talks about, this phrase refers to the prevalence of short term contracts or freelance work, like we just discussed, right, as opposed to permanent jobs. Every organization has to find its ideal balance between having project managers on staff and project managers who serve as contractors. So, like I said, gig economy is the big thing. Today's big thing in terms of where the industry is going. So you every organization is basically trying to find their ideal balance between having full-time project managers or having certain project managers on a short term who serve as contractors. Now, if you go down, you'll find some numbers here as well. So more than two-thirds of organizations report using outsourced or contract project managers, which is 68%. This is the number they've highlighted here as well. The implication of the profession is the desire to be nimble and prepared to handle different types of challenges. Implications for organizations include the need to offer sufficient training and onboarding for these professionals. So there are two implications that they have mentioned, right? Implications for profession is the desire to be nimble and prepared to handle different types of challenges. So you as a project management professional, you need to be nimble, you need to have the desire, you need to have the ability to handle different types of challenges, right? You have to, in gig economy. So this is something which is one of the biggest takeaways from this video. As a project manager, as a PMP certified project manager, as an experienced project manager, you need to make sure that since we are living in disruptive times, since gig economy is something huge these days, you should be ready and you should have the ability to take different types of challenges or different types of gigs, because this is the next big thing. This is the big thing of today. This is something that you should be prepared for in the times we are living in. So yeah, so that's something that you should be prepared for. And like I said, PMP certification is definitely going to help you, because it talks about best practices from across the industry. Those best practices should be applicable to any kind of gig that you are a part of. Now, there are certain implications to the organizations as well. So, implications to organizations include the need to offer sufficient training. Of course, if you hire a new person, you have to train them for your specific organization. An experienced project manager and a PMP certified project manager will already know what are the best practices in the industry, will already know the terms, the language of project management. But for your own organization, if you have certain web-based tools, if you have certain web-based applications that you use, right? If you have certain processes that are different from how the industry work, you have to provide training to these hires, right? These people that you hire for a gig, right? So that's something that is required, which is an implication for organizations and or onboarding for these professionals, which again include these training and other stuff that you need to do when you're onboarding a new professional. So what's most important from a professional development standpoint is working in an organization that understands the link between projects and strategy and has a culture that supports project management. That includes emphasizing communication. So these are certain items that you should be looking forward to when you're doing a gig for a certain organization, right? That they should have emphasis on communication, knowledge transfer, and recognizing the need for executive sponsors who can help ensure project success. Now, these are certain things we have discussed in our previous coverage of PMI reports as well, right? And I'll link to some of them in the description below so you can go over and check them out. As always, you can go to the YouTube channel pmplounge.com, youtube.com/pmplounge. You can go to playlists and you will definitely find all the reports that we have discussed over the years at pmplounge.com. And of course, you can always kind of go over and select certain other playlists that talk about, let's say, the fundamentals of PMP, or even everything that we have discussed on certain knowledge areas like scope management, integration management, and things like that. So playlist section is where you should be heading towards on our YouTube channel to go over the reports and the other stuff that we talk about over here at PMP Lounge. So gig economy is the next big thing. We are living in disruptive times. Gig economy is taking shape. It is a big thing today as well. And that was all that we had in this video. Hope you were able to follow through. Hope you were able to understand how times have changed from, we are not living in early 2000s anymore, right? So subscribe to this YouTube channel to know more to get to know more about the project management industry that we talk about in our certain videos from time and again. And check us out on our social media, facebook.com/PMP Lounge and twitter.com/PMP Lounge. If you have any queries, feel free to send them to pmplounge@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out the website pmplounge.com, your number one free resource for PMP certification and project management industry information. Thank you.